Magnesium helps the water to come inside the cell. Calcium. Calcium is a very important mineral, but it can't get into the cell by itself. It needs vitamin D. When vitamin D is present, the calcium is pulled inside the cell. And remember, the calcium's the king. All the other minerals piggyback on the back of calcium when it's taken into the cell. Glucose can't get into the cell by itself. It needs insulin. When insulin's present, glucose is pulled inside the cell. Now let me give you a scenario here. Let's say we've got someone, they're not drinking much water, and when they do drink water, they're not very happy because their feet swell. They're not having any greens. They don't like greens. The salt they're having is the sodium chloride, so they're not getting enough magnesium. So when they do drink, the water can't get into the cell. The person doesn't want skin cancer, so they stay right out of the sun. So they're lacking vitamin D, which means their calcium and minerals can't get into the cell. They're trying to lose weight, so they're on the high carbohydrate diet. They've eliminated all fat. Do you know what fat does? It gives the feeling of satiation or satisfaction. It gives that full feeling. That's why when people are on a fat-free diet, they're often eating all day long, lots of carbohydrates. Because he's eating so many carbohydrates, his pancreas is getting worn out. And because his pancreas is getting worn out, he's not making enough insulin. And so the glucose can't get into the cell. And the body says, what are we going to do now? So the body says, I know, we'll force it into the cell. What's that called? There's high blood pressure. High blood pressure can have many causes. High blood pressure can be caused because of dehydration, because of mineral deficiency, because of vitamin D deficiency, because of a high carbohydrate diet, because of margarine in the diet, which is a toxic fat which inhibits the insulin and the glucose getting into the cell. That's why the investigation needs to be begun. On page 127 of the Ministry of Healing, one of my favourite health books, the author says, in case of sickness, the cause should be ascertained. How do you determine the cause? You compare the person's life with these laws of health, and then often you see what the problem is. So the four most vital elements needed for life: oxygen, water, sodium, potassium. But remember, we need to take in sodium the way God planned us to. In Matthew 5, chapter 13, the Bible says, Jesus speaking, he says, ye are the salt of the earth. If the salt has lost its savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men. I'd like to suggest that table salt has lost its savour. It's only 2 minerals. It's lost all the other minerals. And when I was with my daughter a couple of winters ago in Wisconsin, I noticed that when it's snowing, they throw salt on the road to melt the salt so you can drive on the road. And I thought of that verse, if the salt has lost its savour, it is now good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men. So I saw that salt thrown on the road, certainly under the foot of men and under the foot of cars. So maybe that is a place for the sodium chloride salt. So water's important. Water's vital. The body cannot function without it. So it's vital that we take the water in. You just got to find out how to get it in. Most people find it so much easier to drink it little by little by little through the day. You just have to have your water nearby. Your brain will work better. Your stomach will work better. Your colon will work better.